it.
We're about to hear a song which you're particularly connected with, Après un rêve by Fauré. What's special about it?
Because it was one of the first songs I heard. It was way back in New Zealand, and I learned it, loved it, and it was just something about the melody, the words, mainly the melody. I just loved that dream, that French dream, because I love France, and I sort of could smell all the smells of France and all that sort of thing. I don't know, I had a fantasy about it. I love it. You know, when I first came over here, I was mezzo-soprano, I thought. I was told I was. But the thing is, I listen to it now, and I think I was absolutely a soprano. You know, because I'm listening to voices all the time now. And I'm thinking, how did I go from thinking I was a mezzo and then going into soprano? I was absolutely a soprano.
Is that, listening to that, a very simple song, is there a special atmosphere with just a single piano accompaniment?
Well, you are absolutely very raw. That's just you. There's nothing else. And it's wonderful. I mean, I just wallow in that song because I love it so much. And it's, you know, it's tricky. It's not easy to sing. It's just the tuning of it, you know, it's going through all those nasty little turns there. And you can go out of tune very, very quickly. And one does.
Going into the next decade, and there is a vast amount of work in opera, and an invitation arrives in 1981, an invitation to a wedding.
Oh, it was my agent once again called up and said, Charlie wants you to sing at his wedding. You know, as you do, you sort of make jokes about that sort of thing, but I didn't know who Charlie was. And then he finally said, Prince Charles. I said, oh. And what does he want me to sing? Well, it came back that eventually Prince Charles wanted to be singing Let the Bright Seraphim, but it was a shock, I must say. Anything like that is a big shock. Thinking first, the dress. All I knew, the most important part of the dress was going to be from about here up. And that's all I cared about. I didn't care what was down below. So I thought, let's have as much clutter as I can get on that box.
And we have to mention, there are millions watching.
Yeah.
And you're all going, oh, what a hat. Wonderful.
Well, it was the first fascinator. No one had a fascinator before then. Now, of course, they're all in. But I remember the man who made that hat. He said, "Let me do the hat." So, of course, I took the dress along to him, put it on. He said, "Oh, okay, I'll make the hat." So when I pulled it out of the box, that's the hat I got. I didn't see it before until I was just about to plonk it on my head.
It's a huge event from the point of view of the general public. But you didn't take time off work, did you?
Well, I didn't have a chance. There was no chance. And I did look at it, and I think I have done the most stupid thing. I've just gone and signed up for 4 performances in a week of Don Giovanni and Figaro, and the next week Don Giovanni and Figaro, and within a very short couple of days I'm singing at the royal wedding, thinking, is there going to be anything left? You see, when you're young like that, I mean, I was only about 30, 31, you are fearless. Nothing touches you. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. You can do anything. And then as you get a little older, you think, oh my God, what was I thinking?
It's quite a piece, isn't it? It's quite a long piece. And at any point during that, does your mind wander?
Oh no, not a sausage. No way, no way. Totally concentrated. Not one single thing passed my mind. But it was. I mean, I was having a look around, of course, but no, I was totally focused. You have to keep that rhythm. I could have lost it at any time, just gone fast or sped up or slowed down, and to actually have the rhythm still holding was important. Otherwise, every musical person would say, couldn't keep that rhythm,
Fantastic moment, fantastic.
But for me too, it was, I mean, people don't get opportunities like that. And I said to someone the other day, I'm going to be there for a very long time, looking age 32, whatever I was, now age 71, I'm thinking, oh God, look at what I look like now and what I look like then. But I can go back and say, I'm going to be in history now for a very long time. It's really a lovely feeling.
A huge occasion. You're finding yourself brought into these great occasions. You're a dame. You have the Order of Australia. It's all happening. The Millennium comes along and you do an enormous concert. Let's come up to date. You're now very much involved with bringing on the next generation of singers. There's the Te Kanawa Foundation, there's the teaching.
My life is changing now because I don't necessarily want to sing much anymore. What I want to try and do is either teach or certainly guide young students for the next generation of the new singers. I suppose I go back looking at my teachers and say, I hear my teacher coming out through my mouth, which is really, I say, oh, you know, they can't do that. I say, why can't you do it? I can do it. If I can do it at age 71, you can do it. What's wrong with you? You know, you're only 25. Come on, get a life. So
What's the first thing you want to actually tell the younger ones coming along?
Oh, dear. Well, first of all, they have got to have the light in their eyes and they really want to do this and they want to be focused and really take in all that they can do. Have the reality of one day it might not work as well. I think that's the very big thing. They must be realistic. You know, you can study for 10 years as a doctor and you can't become a doctor. You can study for 20 years and never become a singer. So you have to think realistically. Are you going to make it?
What about the individual voice? When you hear a voice for the first time?
There are grades of when you hear it. You know, you hear them at age 19, you hear them at age 22, and then you hear them at age 26. And at the moment, we're hearing voices around 26, 27. And like the Cardiff Singer of the world, the voices are getting a little older as they come through this particular composition because they're more experienced. And so the more experienced singer will be able to present far better than the younger singer.
What you've got from singing, you have given to everyone else. We have had from you the most wonderful, wonderful sound.
That's nice.
And sound in life, it's often said in my business, is more important than anything else. It reaches right into people.
Into their hearts, yes.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you for all you've done. And let us end with a particular aria from Puccini, which perhaps pretty well sums up the sort of excitement of singing in La Rondine.
Yes, yes. I didn't do the opera. Well, no, I did do the opera. I recorded the opera, but the aria is particularly wonderful.
It's got something in it, hasn't
yes,
it? Which is...
It's almost like a tenor brilliance. It's a brilliance for the soprano at last. We get to sing our own brilliant aria.
Catch up with our brand new series here on BBC4 this evening as Antonio Pappano explores the classical voices. He begins with soprano next. And then at 9, kicking off a brand new series as we head back to the birth of rock and roll America in an hour. Stay with us.